Hello and welcome to USTS, the Ultimate Sports and Training Show. I'll be your host for today's show, Bob Lemire. I'm going to be by myself today. Circumstances with my guest this week. He'll probably be with me next week. And I'm going to give maybe a half hour, maybe more rant on acupressure, which we've delved in a while back a little, and energy for anyone who does sports. And things that can help your body with your sports activities, and this includes children, adults, older people. We all have the same basic needs. Okay, I'm not a doctor, so anything I say is what I've done, and my personal life for myself, for energy. To help me, especially with the acupressure, help with pain on certain parts of your body, which take an extreme beating in most sports that have physical activity. Anyone who doesn't know me, I'm a 9th degree grandmaster in Taekwondo. Been training for well over 50 years. I trained with the, God rest his soul, great grandmaster Muyang Lee. And he was renowned. He was probably one of the greatest taekwondoists that ever lived, and the greatest grandmaster. And that's any other grandmaster you might talk to around the world will agree with me. And so he taught me a lot, and he worked me out hard my whole life, especially for tournament action and stuff. So being I'll be 70 years old this year. Over the years, you can't help but your body will wear and tear. I mean, you can slow down the process of aging. You can slow it down a lot, but you can't stop it. We haven't invented that yet. We're close, but we haven't invented it yet. I don't think I'll see it. So I still think at the age of almost 70, a couple more months, I move really well. I'm pretty sure I can train with the best of them. Train every day, stretch every day. I try to keep my diet. I try to work on that diet all the time. There's always a work in progress, and do as much research. The beautiful thing about research or today's world is to have all the technology. I have my phone in front of me because I have a lot of notes on that, and I wrote some notes because I have a lot to say today on acupressure, all right, and sleep, all right, vitamins, nutrition. I want to go through a lot of stuff here. I'm planning on a half hour, but I could just slide right into an hour. What I want to start with is the acupressure, and people say, a lot of people know what it is. A lot of people say, oh, acupuncture? No, acupuncture is something different. Acupuncture is with a trained person with needles and finding, and I'm not going to get right into all the technical because I don't even know it myself. I just know it works. But they use these needles to hit part of your body that will go through the parasympathetic nervous system into the vagus nerve and travel around your body to another spot. So every spot in your body can affect other parts of your body, right? So I'm going to show you a few good ones, especially for the knees, the shoulders, how to sleep, for pain, some for pain. You're going to, if you follow me, just do a couple of these exercises. Or look them up and you Google them. You'll be really happy with YouTube and all the information you can get about acupressure. And the great thing is you don't have to go to the needles. You don't have to see anyone. There are people who do the acupressure, but you could do it yourself. And you could do it on your children. You could do it on your spouse or your significant other and help each other, all right? And what acupressure is I'm just going to point. The reason I got into acupressure is by kicking my whole life, and a good part of my life, by throwing kicks and jumping and landing and always being in good shape, but kicking harder and harder. You always had to kick harder. No matter how hard you kick, Grandmaster would go, you kick harder. So he would. It bothers you, especially in Taekwondo with your legs. It's all kicks. It it bothers your joints after a while because they can only take so much pressure and injuries. Now, you can be as great as you want in any sport. Injury, and the great thing is about sports or anything that you practice, you're always striving to go better. All right, for something better, to be faster, to be stronger, to be more powerful. And by doing that, you're putting a lot of pressure on joints. And they can only handle so much. If you have the right diet and you have the right, you do things the right way, you can prevent a lot of injuries. But the wear and tear over the years, like runners, they're in the greatest shape in the world, right? But pounding on that pavement, their knees and their hips take a beating, all right? You'll sacrifice that for the well-being of the rest of your body a lot of times, and that's what we do. Or we're so young, we say, it won't be me. I'll never have that problem. That was me. And now, at my age, I can feel it. I try not to take medication. There are some, over-the-counter medications that do help when you really hurt. But I rely a lot on my acupressure right now. And the reason why, and I'm skeptical, like anyone else, they say, that probably don't work. How can I do that? Well, the Chinese have been studying this for 3,000 years plus. And even before that, they figured by touching part of their body or putting pressure, another part of their body didn't hurt for some reason. And then they've been studying it. Just like modern science, how we study, we practice, there's give and take. There's, you learn every day by different subjects and people that you work with. And now with the technology we have, everyone can get access to that very quickly and not have to worry about going to the library or going to a medical school. You can do your own research. Not all of it's true. So don't believe everything you see on that phone, especially with AI now. We could be in trouble. But so what I did was one day somebody said I was looking and my knees always bothered me because I had a little meniscus taken out of it from injuries. And, it's all right. I'll still have strength, but a lot of pain. I'll work out, or if I'm sometimes I walk 5, 6, 7, 8 miles a day. I still work part-time, and it's a lot of walking in my job. And I'm hurting by the end of the day because of all the pressure and being on my feet. I saw this YouTube, or I saw something years and years ago when I first got my phone or whatever, acupressure on relieving pain in your knee. So I looked at it and I said, wow, look at this. And what they did was my left knee hurts. And if you can... this is a podcast, so anybody who's on the podcast only, Spotify or whatever, you can't see. So I'm going to try to, give you a little visualization of what I'm talking about. But you can watch me on YouTube, Grandmaster Bob Lemire, Taekwondo. You can watch all my podcasts, so you'll get to see the visualization. Also, drakettv.org has all my podcasts, and you can see it also. But so they said, bend your right arm. Now, this is my left leg that hurts, my knee. Bend your right arm, and where there's the crease in that bend, where your elbow is around there, put a lot of pressure in there with your thumb, all right? And rub it around for a good 1 to 2 minutes. So I started doing it, and I'm feeling my leg because it hurt me. I was up on it all day. And I'm, moving my leg around. And it hurts, and I'm rubbing my arm, and I'm putting a lot of pressure. And they said, go a little more to each side, not just to one spot. A good area about 1.5 inches, 2 inches, and massage that whole area really hard. Within a minute, 2 minutes, there was no pain. All right, and I swear on the Bible, there was no pain in my knee. All right, that lasted for about, I'd say, a half hour, no pain. All right, so I said, are you kidding me? This stuff works. So I started doing a lot of research over the last couple of years, and boy, it is phenomenal. I'm going to show you, I'm going to describe a few things that'll help you, especially, as I say, my knee. Most athletes, football, soccer, basketball, hockey, any aggressive sport like that, your knees take the beating. All right. You're young, you can get away with it. As you get older, boy, it's tough. So for the knees, all right, and there's many other ones too, beside this one on your elbow. But if it's your left knee that's bothering you, bend your right elbow, all right, your right elbow, and put pressure with your thumb, about an inch, all right, around that area. Practice and see what works more. You might feel some tender areas too. So it's where your elbow, all right, where that crease, when you make your elbow, bend your arm and your elbow right in between there. You're going to massage that whole area. A good minute, 2 minutes. Watch what happens. Also for your shoulder, for your knee, where your hand, all right, bottom part of your hand, we put 3 fingers down, all right at the bottom part of your hand, all right, and then put your 3 fingers down. Then where your 3rd finger down below, put your thumb there and start pressing that area, all right. Doing a lot of massaging. You're gonna feel tendons in there, and just work that. Move an inch down, all right, towards your elbow. Same spot, same area, all right. Open your hand, 3 fingers down, 4th finger, that's where you start massaging. An inch down from that after a minute, just massage, keep going. Move down another inch, massage that for another 1 or 2 minutes. That also helps alleviate any pain, all right, in your knees. And it's usually the right equals the left, and if you want your right arm will do your left leg, and your left arm will do your right leg. Just the way it works. And it's stimulating the parasympathetic nervous system, which runs through our whole body, hits the vagus nerve in your head, then flies down into another part. Why? God only knows why. They call them meridians or whatever they are, and I'm not getting too involved with it, but it's a whole science, and it's medically approved now. Before it was just, the Chinese were doing it, maybe some other cultures also, but, it wasn't medically approved. Pharmaceuticals probably don't like this. Some doctors probably, say, no, but I don't know. Everyone has their own opinion. I know if it works. As I say, I'm skeptical until you prove something works. And I'll do anything now to alleviate pain in certain parts of my body. So that's for your knee. All right. Now, there's a lot more. I'm not going to just stay on the knees. YouTube. Go to YouTube. Say pressure points for shoulder. All right. Now your hand. All right. And like on YouTube, hundreds are going to come up, and you look at them, and now you're going to see 1 or 2, 3, 4. They're all saying the same thing, all right? Some people might say something wacky, and there's a lot of wackiness, so you don't know who to believe. But when you all of a sudden look at these reputable YouTubers or doctors, and that's where a lot of my stuff comes from, Dr. Mandela on YouTube. I love him, and he loves this stuff. He says it works, and it does work. Look them up, and you'll find many different areas. Your hands, the whole part of your hand, and there's many things you can look up on Google, and there's a whole chart, which I'm looking at right now. It's a chart, and it shows a picture of your hand, and then on the chart it shows different parts of your body that will stimulate once you stimulate, all right, and put pressure on that point. And like say the shoulders, all right, arm and shoulders, right underneath your baby finger, all right. Say you hold out your left hand right underneath your baby finger, all right. That whole area, all right. You're gonna feel the bone right there, which was kind of your knuckle there, all right. And then you're gonna feel it on the front part of your hand, the palm of your hand. Underneath that and on that, massage that. That works your shoulders. All right, and do both sides. All right, a lot of times it's not opposite sides. It could be the same side that you want to. So you do both sides. You got all. I do a lot of this stuff if I'm waiting. I could be waiting in line at the grocery store. I can be in the and in traffic at a light or a big traffic jam and going, oh, what a waste of my time. Well, then I'll start doing some acupressure for my whole body. It stimulates your body and makes you feel good. Got to watch it though, because it can make you really tired. Not tired, but relaxed, so that wow, you could take a nap. And funny thing happened to me just I would say about 6-7 months ago. Big meeting at work. In the cafeteria, the whole plant, on our finances and how the company's doing, and that thing could last about half hour, 45 minutes, and I didn't want to sit there through it, but I said, all right, I'm just going to do all my acupressures on my hand. No one even knows. I'm sitting next to all kinds of people. They don't even know. It looks like I'm just rubbing my hand. Well, halfway through that that boring financial statements, that all of a sudden I'm like, whoa, I am exhausted. I'm like, it feels like someone drugged me or something, and I could take a nap. I'm so tired. In the meantime, I'm still doing my massages on my hand. All right, I'm doing all different pressure points, my fingers, and just kept going and going. I've never done that before in a public setting, and I'm saying, wow, I'm tired. Then I looked and I says, oh, I got to stop this. I'm getting myself too relaxed. So it's funny, and I said, this stuff works. There's a good one, and I showed it my mother. My mother has a hard time sleeping at night sometimes, and she's skeptical. She's in her late 80s, and you tell her anything, and no, that don't work. So I said, Mom, just try this when you're at night, and you take your thumb. And with your other hand and your finger, you press as hard as you can and kind of massage it, your thumbnail, all right? So you press your thumbnail front to back, and you do that for about a minute, all right? Then you take the side of your thumb, all right, the side of your nail with your opposite finger and thumb, and you press real hard and massage that. Do both sides, and each side do for a minute more if you want. And when I say parasympathetic nervous system, it stimulates that, which it's like takes off and goes right up into your vagus nerve, into your brain, and that's where all the action happens. And then it relaxes you, or it does certain things to your body. Each pressure point will do certain things to your body. Boy, you could sleep like a baby. All right. So what I do. And I tell people, you're watching TV, all right? You're watching the 50th episode of the Brady Bunch or Seinfeld or, all the oldies. And you're sitting there watching it on your couch right before bed or whatever. Do a whole thing. Massage your whole hand. And massage your hands. And like I said, because that's the easy part. You're not like out in public massaging your elbow or your shoulder or something, or your knees or your bottom of your feet. Because every part of your body will help another part of your body when it comes to acupressure. All right? Never mind that part of your body you're giving a massage. All right? So that helps to stimulate that area, whether it's your hands or... And another one for your knees also, and it's not like it's just for your knees, certain things, all right? Some of them, even like the elbow, they'll go to other parts of your body also. For some reason it works that way, but you can feel it on certain parts. And your middle finger, all right, and your ring finger, those two knuckles, all right, not the tip, but the two knuckles in the middle. Massage those as much as you can, all right, with a lot of power. Press. You feel a little discomfort maybe, but press. Give it a good, get that blood circulating. And that's good for that's also good for your knees, right? And you see, why is he so concentrated on the knees? They take the beating more than most things in sports, all right? So whether you're young, whether you're old, and if you're listening to this and you have children, and their knees hurt them or something, to tell them, let's try this. Tell me how you feel, and you're going to be amazed. I have notes here, so I was only going to do a half hour. I'm thinking I have to do an hour now. Also, it's going to help you as you do this acupressure, and I gave you a few of them there. And your shoulder, as I said, is right under your baby finger. right under that knuckle. That's a good one. In between your thumb and your index finger. Massage that. That is one. And you're going to feel it's a little pressure. I mean, a little sensitive when you put the pressure. That's good, right? And that means you're working it. Your whole part of your hand, and as you see the chart, Google the chart of the hand acupressure. Wow. And they point out every spot on your hand that that will represent some part of your body, your eyes, your ears, and as they say, ears. If you do a great massage on your ears, up and down, the lobes and everything, pull them, massage them, get them. That is one of the greatest things to relax your body and to help with your body stay kind of pain-free for a while. And it's a relaxation because your vagus nerve is really close to a lot of that, and it's right down below your jawline or your ears, the bottom of your earlobes. And so you're doing a lot. You're stimulating very fast when it comes to when it comes to feeling better, relaxing. And by relaxing your body, you're relaxing even your muscles, sometimes the ones that are tense that are bothering you. I'm also and the only way, you could be the greatest of anything, martial artist, the greatest baseball player, the greatest basketball, football player. But if you're not getting the right nutrients and the right amount of rest to regroup your body, right? And as I take a sip of water's also. And when you drink water, please put a pinch of salt. You need electrolytes. And people say, oh, I never did that before in my life. Yeah, and a lot of things we're learning every day, aren't we? If you kept drinking only water with no electrolytes, you're flushing electrolytes out of your body. Want to know why you would get tired and why you would feel lousy? Your body has to have electrolytes. They sell unbelievable drinks. That's what your Gatorade, your Gatorade and all that stuff. That's the electrolytes. That's why they're doing it in football and all that. They're learning, but that's got sugar and stuff, and you're getting a quick high, maybe a fast low after. They sell the powders and they sell different things, which are really high in electrolytes that don't have sugar, don't have color, dyes or whatever, and they're good for you. Look, check them out. If not, put a pinch of salt, which will help with magnesium and all the things you need that will help with your electrolytes in your water. All right? You can drink a gallon of straight water, and you're really hurting yourself more than anything if you're not putting any kind of electrolytes in it. You're flushing your body out. I'm not a doctor. I might say some things that could be wrong. All right, like I say, I'm not a doctor and I'm not a scholar at this stuff, but I've studied it, and sometimes you could make a mistake. But I got a feeling, I've been doing it so long, I know what works. I could feel it working, and my energy level right through the roof. When I get tired, I crash. All right, sometimes I can crash and have a hard time falling or sleep, but wake up and can't get back to sleep. And that's sometimes, and I know as a kid and everything, I had ADHD. I'm pretty sure. If people watch me now, I can't sit still for 2 seconds. When you crash, you crash. But I wake up and my brain starts zooming away. So I have different methods, which is hypnosis in my head, breathing exercises. I'm going to go over a couple of these things right now. It looks like I'm staying on this thing for an hour today because we're almost done with the half hour. If you can't sleep, all right, try meditation or self-hypnosis tapes, all right, that they have on YouTube. Unbelievable. Some of them, Michael Seeley's one of the best, and there's others. But he's like the first one that crops up, and he's got thousands and thousands, millions maybe of followers. And you put it on. I used to put it on right by my head, but from what I more read now, you don't want the radio waves or whatever from your phone that close to your head as you fall asleep. So I have to put it on a certain spot in my room, but so I can still hear it, whether I have an amplifier or something that I can hear. But anyway, and these hypnosis is like self meditation. All right, it's self hypnosis, self meditation. It makes you, it gets your mind off of what you're thinking, whether it's a problem, whether it's something you want to do, something you're excited about, something that bothered you. That's what your mind does. It's just trying to solve problems in the middle of the night, and you're trying to sleep, and that can keep you up all night. And we all have had that. So sleep meditation, you can meditate on yourself by just breathing in, say at a count to 8, hold on a count to 10, and breathe out on a count to 11, or 6, 8, and 10, 5, 7, and it doesn't matter. Breathe in as much as you can, hold it, blow out. When you blow out, keep your lips pursed together and try to push it out. Supposedly that's another parasympathetic type of thing that helps calm you down. There's so much to learn, and there's so many different things that try the easy ones that will help. All right, and I find when I do this meditation or self-hypnosis and listen, I can go out in seconds. I really can go out in seconds because you're listening to them. And they say your brain can't do two things at once, even though, they can't think of two things at once. It wants to think of what's happening, So something takes over. So if you're listening to Michael Seeley talking about or doing meditation with you, with a little music, calm music in the background as he has, it takes your mind off anything else, and bang, you go right out. And now he's still talking for something. He'll talk for an hour and do meditation. Your subconscious is hearing him, and it's all good subconscious affirmations for your body and for your mind. All right. So just because you fall asleep, and he'll tell you exactly what's going to happen. You're listening. All right. It's registering in your subconscious, which is. You'll get more out of your subconscious than you will in your conscious during the day. People don't realize that, but there's a whole study there. Years ago, before the iPhone, excuse me, not the phone, but the iPhone, before we had any of these computers, I was into hypnosis. We're talking 35 years ago or whatever. And I had a little tape recorder, put a little tape in there, went out and bought hypnosis books, talked into the tape recorder with my own voice on how to relax myself. And I was talking to myself, relax, breathe in deep, all right? Feel all tensions from your toes. And it goes all the way up your body or all the way from your head down to your body. And all you do is listening to that and concentrate on that. You'll go out probably by the time you get to your knees, but your subconscious is still listening to it. And that kind of keeps you out. And I still have those tapes. I never listened to them, but it's funny. All of a sudden, when the phone came out and Google and YouTube, I went, "Oh my God, here we go!" And I've been studying in that for years now. So sleep is just it's as important as your workouts. Your recovery time is maybe more important. If you don't recover, your brain is not going to handle it, your body's not going to handle it, and you're going to break down. All right, you're going to break down. And when I say sleep, I sleep 3 hours a night. Good luck with that. All right, good luck with that. At least 8 hours. Work on the 8 hours. If you can get 9 as you get older, if you can get 9 hours, it's nice. 10, that's probably enough. Anything more can be a little too much. And I'd say 8 to 9 hours is perfect if you can get to sleep. All right, that's my thing. You gotta be able to get to sleep. To get the REMs, all right, rapid eye movement. And now you say that's within a 4-hour span. Some people say it's a 2-hour span now, which I like because I'm up I constantly wake up here and there. And I worry about, I didn't get my 4 hours REM. And that's rapid eye movement. And that's what supposedly recovers your body. Especially if you're doing weightlifting or running, any exercise where you're training hard, you better recover. Now, sleep isn't the only thing that's going to help you recover. Your diet and vitamins, and if you don't replenish, all right, if you don't replenish your body with vitamins and nutrients, electrolytes, fluids, you're just going to wither away. You're gonna break down, right? And it's going to be something that's good. We all have our habits. I have the cookies. My wife makes homemade cookies. I could eat the whole bunch of them, and I do eat a lot of them. But we have our bad habits. I like a cold beer here and there. I really do. But I make sure that those fluids during the day come in, whether it's juices. They have the fruit juices that without the sugar that are phenomenal. And I won't be a commercial, but the ones that have all the vitamins, the juices, like the tomato type of juices, the vitamins, and they have all the servings of fruits and vegetables. Those are good. I've been drinking those for years. And I actually dropped one of my multivitamins, a popular name starts with a C. I drop a vitamin there, and sometimes when I go to work, it's been in there for a couple hours, and it dissolves. So now it's easily absorbed. Right? A lot of vitamins you have to eat or take, excuse me. You have to take them with a meal, because if you don't take certain vitamins with a meal, they're useless. Right? They're not going to absorb because they're not water soluble. All right. So do your homework on that. I'm not going to go through over that because that could take days. I already went through my half hour, and I'm going into an hour, and I'm going to do it because I got a lot more stuff to talk about. But your vitamins. Especially, like I said before you go to bed, I take magnesium glycinate, not just magnesium, magnesium glycinate. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that right. But that really helps you with sleep. It really, really helps with sleep. Because it melatonin, what it does is it can help create melatonin, which helps you sleep at night. For the longest time, and even once in a while, I still have some very low dosages, all right, of melatonin. I take one little pill if I really want a good night's sleep. It's almost like child dose, and that's what helps make you sleep is the melatonin. So there's different ways, and taking magnesium glycinate is one of them. Plus the magnesium, you have to have magnesium in your body. If it's deprived, you're gonna feel it. If you're into sports, even if you're not into sports, if you're just into getting in shape and staying in shape, you have to do your homework on how, beside that sport and beside that training method, are you going to keep yourself in great shape? And it all works together. Without one, the other one's useless. All right. I see. The funny thing is, I'll watch people and so overweight or just in kind of terrible shape, and I'll ask them what they eat. I eat whatever I want and drink whatever I want, and I look at it, and in my mind I'm saying, yeah, I can see that. You can barely move. But they'll go out and they'll wash and polish their car every day. And they'll make sure that that car gets nothing but the best gas, the best oil, the best of everything. Their car, which means nothing. All right? Your body is everything. So they'll take way better care of their car, their house, or whatever before their body. And it just blows me away. Look at my lawn. It's perfect. And I'm going, well, why don't you take a little of that time and help your body out? I hate to be like that, but, there are priorities, and your body is your number one priority. Do some homework. With the vitamins, your body has to have vitamins, and you get that through your food also. And people who don't take vitamins, I've taken a vitamin since I was a young child. I used to take they didn't have many. It was before they had the kids' vitamins, before that was even invented. They had a straight vitamin. And I'd take that. My parents gave me that at a young age. And I always did. Every day took a vitamin. And some people go, that's useless. You're wasting your time. Fine. Even some doctors might say that. I don't know. I eat enough. Well, it's almost impossible to eat that variety of foods every day, all right, and get the vitamins and the nutrients and the minerals that your body needs. Almost impossible, all right. But that's you take a vitamin supplement, and a good one, all right. Do your homework. Everyone's different. I know which one. I was off one. I took one for years and years, and then some. I read something, and they said, "Oh, this other one's better." Started taking that one within a month or so, and I bought a big bottle, so I'm going to finish the bottle. Within a month or so, I'm not. I'm feeling tired. I'm like, why am I so tired? What am I doing? Why am? And I would take, you know, this vitamin for years, and then all of a sudden I stopped with it. This other vitamin, and so then when I was done, I said, I'm going back to my old vitamins. Within 2 or 3 days, the vitamins that I took before that were really working, I felt my body starting to get the energy again. All right, and I'm like, are you kidding me? I didn't think it would make that much of a difference, but there's a big difference. As I say, you have to do your homework with the supplements. All right, you want minerals also, not just vitamins. You got to get the vitamins and the minerals, and you got to make sure you take them at the right time. I like taking mine with the meal. All right, so if it's water soluble, there's enough water in me, I think, and if it's not water soluble, then it's with food, and it'll absorb much better through your body. All right. Your body gets used to having these vitamins, and if it gets used to having these vitamins and you stop, what does it make? I was taking flaxseed for a longest time, and I liked it. I liked it. It's good for your joints. Then all of a sudden I ran out of the bottle, and I said, I keep forgetting and just stopped taking it. My joints are hurting me again. I'm doing my acupressure and stuff. I'm going, well, I feel like I'm rusty. Within 1 week of getting flaxseed again, I started feeling 1,000 times better. So your fish oils, your flax seeds, your vitamin E's, your oils. I love taking. I probably have 2 or 3 tablespoons of olive oil with my drink that I take with my vitamins, the tomato type of drink. Put it right in there with some cumin, turmeric, cayenne pepper, regular pepper, and all that stuff is good for you. That is really good for inflammation in your body. People are saying, where is he coming up with this? As I said, I've done research over the years. I've trained in the martial arts, and still training in the martial arts, all right? Pushing 55 years very soon. So I was only like a 15, 16-year-old kid. 70 years old, and I have the Taekwondo show on DATV, last 35 years. I'm getting tired, and I'm getting sore, getting older, but I'm fighting. I'm going to fight. And if I was to say that, and God rest his soul, Jack LaLanne, and so a lot of young people don't know who Jack LaLanne was, but if Jack LaLanne was sitting here, he would rip me apart at 70 years old. I'm just a kid. Because he was in his 90s, and I forget whether he did at the age of 90. I think he might have pulled so many rowboats. I thought it was 90 rowboats across the English Channel, whatever he did. He was a nut swimming at the age. And then every year he was going to keep doing it, and all of a sudden he didn't. And reporter says, how come you're not doing that anymore? So he looked at his wife, and he pointed, he goes, she won't let me. So that was the funniest thing. And his wife goes, that's right, he's done with this. But he was the epitome of health. And if he heard you ate sugar or you ate ice cream, he took Arnold Schwarzenegger one day on the Mike Douglas show and ripped him up and down because poor Arnold said he liked ice cream. And he went up and down. He even got out of his chair and pointed at him, and it was embarrassing. Arnold was twice his size, but Jack LaLanne was. And then Mike Douglas looked at, and after about 5 minutes of Jack LaLanne, he sat down, stopped talking. Mike Douglas looked at Arnold Schwarzenegger and said, so what do you think, Arnold? And Arnold goes, I like ice cream. And that was it. I'm sorry, I like ice cream. And you can't argue with Arnold because, but just because you have those muscles and everything, your inside organs and certain things will take a beating if you're not treating them right. And you need a variety also. Of different fruits and vegetables, and it's if you're not eating fruits and vegetables on a daily basis, you're committing suicide. slow death, because your body has to have these nutrients in your body. Your body's like anything else. If you have a nice plant, a beautiful plant that you buy, and you don't water it and you don't take care of it, and let the weeds grow around it, outside your plants, your tomato plant, they're going to die. All right? They need the nutrients so that they can grow and flourish. And that's all living beings in the world. Anything needs the nutrition, all right, to survive. And it's a routine that you have to get yourself into. It's a routine that you have to get yourself on a daily basis. You skip a day, 1 day or 2 days, and you say, "Oh, I went on a bender," or I just got caught up with the vacation and we ate crazy." That's fine, all right. And if you do it a couple of days, 4 or 5, yeah. But when you get back to reality and you get back to your daily routine, which you should have a daily routine of stretching, working out, moving around. They say 10,000 steps. It's a lot of steps. I can do at least 10,000 a day, but that's a lot. So anyone you see on treadmills or outside, you're talking a good 4 or 5 miles of walking to get those 10,000. So that's a lot, but that's what they recommend. So imagine that. And if you're not even doing 1,000, you're not getting that body, the juices flowing. So you have to get some kind of routine. It's all what's habit. And people say, I'm sore. And then, people's idea of stop soreness or making their body not feel sore is by doing nothing and resting. You do have to rest, but you have to train or you have to do some type of activity. All right? It doesn't have to be training or it doesn't have to be lifting weights or anything, but something that's going to help all your muscles. And stretching is a good thing. All your body exercises where you're using your own body weight, excellent. All right? Running in place, jogging in place, walking, perfect. If you can do light exercises with weights or the bands, the rubber bands, all the better, because your body, your muscles want that. Atrophy sets in, from what I hear, and a lot of times I'm giving you a number. I could be off by a little bit. Atrophy in your muscles, if you don't move them at all, 48 hours. Some people say even less. So imagine going weeks and months and thousands of hours of not using any muscles. You wonder why you've had a hard time moving, because your muscles are just too weak. Your muscles get stronger by working them. Your body is one of the only machines in the world that will run better the more you use it. Okay? Got to give it rest. I always have to say, you have to give it rest also, but it has to be a routinely thing. And if you're going to, anyone who's going to start a routine on working out, especially if you're going to use weights, rubber band, you do certain parts of your body one day. Okay? Say if you're doing chest and back and your legs one day. And then the next day you're going to do your arms and your shoulders, your calf muscles, different parts of your body. Put a lot of pressure on those. And let the other parts rest so that they can recover. Recovery time is just important, recovery time, as the workout itself. All right? And if you don't, and when I was younger, I just thought I knew everything. And I did all my body parts every day for the longest time. I wasn't listening to anybody. I'm going to work out every day because, as I say, ADHD, I just have to keep going. And I was in really good shape, but I wasn't getting the recovery. And my goal was to get bigger because I was fairly thin. I still am thin. But I wanted to bulk up a little muscle. I wasn't bulking up at all. I was getting worse. I was destroying my muscles and never giving them the recovery. All right? And I did that for a long time. And before somebody talked to me and says, "Bob, you're killing yourself. You're not helping yourself." And I did the research, and they were right. So sometimes your stubbornness is the worst thing. You're your own enemy, and you think you're doing well. Because I would do a whole circuit of weight training for almost every part of my body, then do a 2-hour Taekwondo training every day. That went on for years. So I couldn't eat enough food because the calories that I was burning, there's no way I can eat enough food to even build more muscle. But I kept deteriorating the muscle. And you can get yourself hurt that way too, because no recovery time means that you're going to hurt yourself. Okay. And people keep saying the same thing. Do your homework. Do your homework. I don't care how many times. My Grandmaster Lee would say, if I say something over and over, I expect you to get it. And we'd look at him. We were never scared of him. He was the greatest man, one of the greatest men I've ever met in my life. But he was stern. And he was from South Korea in the military. I think he was sergeant or something. And he came over to the United States, and it was boot camp. And his upper belts, I was probably his highest belt. His upper belts, he wanted to prove that they were all Superman to his lower belts. And he would put us through the ringer. And if I remember one day, he says to me, Bob, he goes, how do you feel after yesterday's workout? I said the wrong thing. I said, I feel great. I do. I feel good, Mr. Lee. Thank you. Thank you. That was a great workout. Oh, you feel good. He says, I mustn't be working you people out hard enough. Oh, my God, that was it. That was the kiss of death. And we doubled on the workouts. Again, it wasn't every day. All right? I'd work out with him. I worked out every day, and I still do. But I kind of watch body parts that I do and give myself some recovery. Same with him. He'd do 2-3 classes a week that were craziness. And then he moved to Connecticut, and we still had our school. I still ran in school with some other grandmasters in Lawrence. And then I started my own school in Pelham. But we'd still go down to Connecticut once a week on a Saturday to take classes with him. And we're all masters and close to grandma. And destroy us. He would destroy us to show that he was still the grandmaster, and we have a lot to learn. And God rest his soul. He's been gone for a few years now. But he taught me so much. And he taught me especially how to live a good life. I was 15, 16 when I started with him. And I could have went. I was a city boy. Could have went in a million directions. Could have went in the wrong directions. I was having fun. Could have been starting to have been wild. And all of a sudden I hooked up with him, in high school. Freshman in high school, I had no time. I was working after high school and then going to his classes after work. All right. So I'd get home and I'm exhausted. I had no time to go out and carouse and get into trouble with a lot of my friends. And that's what happened. And when tournaments came around, boy, you double your training. You get going. There's no time for partying, no time for carousing. You're training. And I think that could have saved me a lot of grief in my life. That's why I say anyone, any sport or anything your child wants to get involved with, please do it. All right? And let them experiment. All right? Just because they say, I want to get into football, I wanted to get into martial arts, then all of a sudden, I don't want to. It's too bad. You can't say too bad, you're going to stay with it. You wanted to. No, there's something else that they might want. Now they're going to hate that, eventually stop it. All right? I mean, you try to say, let's stay with it a little longer, but don't tell them exactly what they're going to like and what they don't like. All right? Especially young children. Let them find their niche in life, and when they do, they're going to excel, especially if you praise them. All right? And I'm one for praise. I'm not one for saying, you're terrible, and blah, blah. I don't work that way. Some people think that that's the way to go. That's fine. Everyone has their opinion. To me, you praise a child that's even trying. All right? You don't have to win all the time. And if someone gives you a trophy, and this is a lot of people don't agree with this. I would give trophies for participation. All right? Because they train with me all year. We'd have our Christmas party, and if you train with me, all right, all year and put up with the workouts and you came with me, then you won. You won something. You won life. Here's a trophy that says, nice job. My appreciation to you. Oh, shouldn't get a trophy if you don't win. Now you're softening the kids. Well, you know what? How about appreciation for the fact that they're trying, all right? And, I won't get into that because a lot of people don't agree with me. But I love watching children. I have grandchildren. My granddaughter, my older grandchildren, they're in their 30s now, and they're unbelievable in sports. All right, and now one, Marine, Joel Lemire, and then Alexis Lemire is a movie star out in a YouTuber and all that stuff out there in Los Angeles. She's been in many movies, and boy, it's just fun praising them. Now I have a 12-year-old granddaughter, unbelievable in cheerleading and gymnastics and cheerleading and all that flipping, and then a grandson, 7, unbelievable wrestler out of nowhere. And boy, I'm praising them, and they're getting allowances. I just want them to be so happy and know. And the great thing is, you can take videos of them now and show people with them, and they're proud of themselves. And when you're proud of yourself, that what you're doing, you know it makes a difference. All right, so you'll do it. If you're good at something, and someone constantly tells you how good you are, and you feel good after they tell you that, you say, well, maybe it's all worth it. All this training and all this time, maybe it's worth it because I feel good. I feel like I'm doing something that I love. All right, so that's why I even do the podcast and I do the Taekwondo show. I've always taught Taekwondo, and I'm teaching through, whether it's private lessons, the schools, or my Taekwondo show. I'll always be a teacher. All right, and then when I come on these podcast shows at the USTS, I try to get people in other sports and talk about how much fun they're having and how they're doing. So if we can get one thing from each other, all right, on, wow, I didn't know that you could do this in this sport, and it's going to help you with that. If you get one thing out of this show today, that's why I threw a lot at you. Get one thing, and all of a sudden it gets the ball rolling. And remember, you have YouTube to do. I'm kind of lazy, as I say. I'd rather watch someone tell me to do something than read about it, because there's so many different point of views. But when all the point of views point to one situation or one outcome, I say, well, look at, these are doctors saying this, and this is this the guy. So that's, like I say, years ago we had Jack LaLanne, and he was the exercise guru on TV when TV only had 3 channels, if you were lucky. And I remember every morning, I'm only 5 years old, and he would have his dog laying next to him, and he'd have a chair. And he did all the exercises for all the women that were at home working, staying home, keeping a household, but now they could work out with him. He was Jack LaLanne, but he was jacked. And I know he did more than just those exercises, but they looked like easy exercises, but he'd have you breathing in, breathing out, and doing all kinds of stretches and bends and whatever with a chair or, on the floor. And it was all simple stuff. You didn't need any weights or anything. And as I say, if you got one thing out of him, and that's why I say I watched him, and I said, wow, look at this guy go. And every day, my mother or my aunt, who was watching me at the time, would put him on because she could see we were enthralled, and we'd even do it as little kids, me and my cousin. We'd do the exercise with Jack LaLanne. So to watch him live, I think he lived to 93. I thought he would live to 153 because of the shape he was in and the way he ate. His diet was second to none. I couldn't do it. He'd yell at me for eating a cookie. He'd yell at Arnold Schwarzenegger for eating ice cream. I wonder if that's on YouTube. If you can, you look it up. Arnold Schwarzenegger. And poor Arnold looked like he was ready to cry. And because he was still sitting down, and Jack LaLanne was standing right up over him. He got out of his chair and stood up right over him and pointed his finger at him. Was flipping out. Arnold couldn't believe he was being yelled at on national TV. I'm pretty sure Mike Douglas might have been alive. I don't know. But I'm going back. That's a little nostalgia. And when I say that was probably 65 years ago or 60 years ago that I saw that. So, but it left it left that impression in my mind. For him to do that, when he yelled at Arnold Schwarzenegger, the man of the world, right? When he yelled at him for eating ice cream, it never left my mind as a young kid that, wow, ice cream's no good for you. I thought ice cream was good for you. I thought the dairy and well, certain parts of ice cream, and certain parts, a lot of things are good for you. But then the ingredients that they use to make it will blow your mind right out. The sugar. And believe me, when I say I love sugar, I always did. And caffeine, and it's part of me. And I still do it on a regular basis, but I try to counter everything, all right? If my wife was here, she'd say, "Oh my God, he's every night it's the same." It takes me a half hour or so to fix my lunch for the next day, and wherever I've been working for the last, I don't know how many years, 30, 40 years, whatever, bring my own lunch every day. I bring my own lunch. Number one, I know it's clean. All right, I know that I don't know what's going on in these restaurants. They're clean, but people's habits or whatever. I know that the food and everything is clean. I wash my fruits and vegetables, or try to get as much pesticides as that might be on it. And you want to do that with, you want to wash all your fruits and vegetables before you eat them, or you might be eating pesticides that weren't washed off, or whoever else touched them at the store with whatever they're carrying around with them. And a good thing that your baking soda is probably one of the greatest, because it will alkalize anything and wash. And baking soda is cheap. You put that around an apple, you put that in your bag of grapes, wash them up. It sounds like Felix Unger, and I don't know if you don't know who he was. He was the Odd Couple, and he would years ago, he would wash his salad and hang him up with a clothespin. And I go, what's he doing washing the salad? What a nut. Now I know why. Yeah, you don't know what's been touching your food. But anyway, and then I'm eating good stuff every day. Making sure that I'm getting vegetables, I'm getting fruits every day. And I'm eating protein, my juices every day. And even people watch me and they probably think I'm overdoing it, which probably am. But then I watch them go to the cafeteria every day and eat a fried cheeseburger or French fries or whatever every day. And that's not even fuel. What that's going to do is it's going to do an opposite effect on your body. All right. It tastes good. I love a good cheeseburger, but you pay for it. You will pay for it. Boy, I was going to go to half hour. I just went a full hour. I hope you enjoyed this show. I enjoyed it. I had a guest, and we were all set to come, and he thought it was by the phone. I said, no, you got to come to the studio. He goes, I'll be up in the mountains skiing. So I was going to take an hour out and do with the show over the phone with you. I know. So I'll be doing a show next week, hopefully with Mr. Davis Shields. Okay, talk about his sporting extravaganzas. And as I say, you want to watch us, you can watch us on YouTube. Grandmaster Bob Lemire, Taekwondo. I have a podcast, and I have my Taekwondo show, half-hour Taekwondo show. If you want to learn some Taekwondo, it's all basic. You can watch the show. I've done thousands of the show. I've done that for 35 years. This podcast is fairly new. I've only done about 60 shows, 50, 60. But that's got 35 years of shows. And you can learn Taekwondo at home, or the martial arts. And I don't just always do Taekwondo on the show. I try to do different things to help you with your body. And I hope you enjoy it. And if you do, send me a message. Don't be afraid to write me. I'd enjoy that, especially on the YouTube or any other pages. DrakeItTV.org. You can catch the shows. We're on Spotify and all the podcast shows. Check out podcasts and Taekwondo, Bob Lemire Taekwondo, Bob Lemire Sports. Some podcasts have different names. I don't even know how many there are. There's so many of them that they just grab it. We're also Merrimack Valley Public Radio. We're on that radio show, so you can catch these podcasts there. And I hope you're doing it. And please don't be afraid to text me. Tell me you like the show. Tell me what you think about the show, and it'll help me out with future shows. So as I always say, till next time, have fun and train hard.